Hey, sir, buddy. I'm with you today, and we're going to be going over my favorite heavy build that I've been using. That I think is actually probably the strongest heavy build, or one of the strongest heavy builds you could be using. Now, I know like some people have made like some videos on a build like this in the past, and they're kind of like the Vio build. I'm not gonna lie, this build's like 87. I was using this build back in February. Right, this was back in February. I don't know anything about them dudes back then, so I'm just gonna go over the build now because I really enjoy using it and it has a lot of cool combos. Right, so for starters, right, this build is basically set on damage multiplication and using the Nemesis crit alongside the Curse Cleave. Now usually I think the Curse Cleave is one of the worst heavy weapons in the game, specifically because of its crit, because the crit is pretty unusable. It's a very bad grab, and it's not very effective in combat. But if you replace it with a Nemesis crit, there's actually a lot of cool combos you can do, and it has innate bleed, and it does a lot of damage. That bleed does a lot of damage, right? Only being outdone by things like Hive Lord Hubris and Evan Spear. So that's kind of the general idea. Like, you get damage on this thing, right? And then you can start doing insane amounts of damage. And I decided to go Dawnwalker because it plays into being able to chain combos together with the Nemesis crit, right? So the idea is generally like you're probably gonna uppercut into like a strong left into like an M1, right? And then you can like Radiant Kick into the Nemesis crit, right? And so that's why I like my Radiant Kick, for example, as like a Wayward Gem, so I can combo better with it. And I'm just gonna go over basically the stats real quick. Let's go over what I actually did, or not what I did, what the build is basically, right? Because it's not even my build really. So this build, it went first into 80 to get Heretic Suture and Piercing Will, right? And then it went to get 50 Fortitude to get Reinforced. It also got enough intelligence to where it can go ahead and get Overflowing Dam, right? And after that, it got Shrined, and then you could go ahead and put 65 into Agility, 50 into Strength, right? And then 100 into your heavy weapon. That way you can go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying, get all the good talents you need. This thing has Tap Dancer and Cheap Shot, of course, right? It's gonna have that Overflowing Dam for extra damage. Dude, it just does a lot of damage generally, man. It has all the good strength talents you would need, right? Obviously, it's gonna be your no to my build. The only thing I think is missing is Turtle Shell, so make sure you grab that as well. And then for the mantras, it's just gonna be your casual no attunement stuff, right? Strong Left is very good. Exhaustion Strike, Rapid Punch, Revenge. All these are just very good to chain into each other. And generally, like, the gameplay I would like to do is, because I know a lot of people just spam uppercut, right? But generally, I like to just feint my mantras into my M1s. That's generally how I play, because obviously you can't just like keep uppercutting because your opponents are gonna get used to that. So usually you can either just uppercut into a mantra, right? Or you can like feint and then uppercut and then do a combo based off of that. That's generally how I play it. Now, as for what I have on each of these, you know what I'm saying? You can just put your blue, Bloodless, or Blessed. It's really up to you, right? I put an Insignia on Revenge because I like to combo after that as well. And then there's Brace. Now, Brace is extremely underrated. Brace is very good for landing your like mantras, because it works on mantras as well, and a lot of people forget that. So you'll be able to land your mantras and then combo off of them because they think they're gonna hit stun you and they don't get hit stunned, right? Now, a lot of you guys may be wondering, why am I running Blinding Dawn? Blinding Dawn is actually really handy for landing hits. A lot of people will parry only like the first few frames of like the move, and then they'll get hit by the Blinding Dawn after, so it's free healing most of the time for me. And then lastly, I love using Beast Bro so I can pop my Heretic Suture within it, because Heretic Suture doesn't allow you to attack. And yeah, dude, it's just a free way to proc it. And after that, dude, that's basically the build. Again, I recommend just using Nemesis with Curse Cleave because you're going to be getting that extra damage. And yeah, dude, that's going to be pretty much about it. As for the bell, you can just pick whatever you want. You can pick crazy slots. You can probably, this build has Corrupted Reaper. Again, yeah, but that's going to be probably about it, guys. And I'll be catching you guys later, alright? Peace.